You've been lied to about the dopamine detox. You've probably tried it, cutting out your phone, sugar, and video games for a week, only to crash and binge watch Netflix for 10 hours the following Monday. Why does that happen? Because you can't detox from a chemical your brain literally needs to survive. The problem isn't that you have too much dopamine, it's that you have a terrible menu. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop starving your brain and start feeding it the dopamine menu, the secret to infinite motivation without the burnout. Let's be real. Have you ever tried a dopamine detox and felt like you were punishing yourself? You sit in a dark room, staring at a wall, waiting for your brain to reset. But the second the detox ends, you're right back to the scrolling loop. Here's the secret. Your brain is not a computer you can reboot. It's more like a stomach. When you detox by doing nothing, you're essentially starving your brain. And just like a crash diet makes you eventually binge on a whole box of donuts, a dopamine fast makes you binge on YouTube shorts the moment you're done. Dopamine isn't about liking things, it's about wanting them. When you scroll through social media, you're feeding your brain digital sugar. It's a quick spike that leaves you crashing and hungry for more. Our goal today isn't to stop eating, it's to stop snacking on junk and start eating nutritional dopamine. We're going to stop starving your brain and instead give it a better menu. First up on the menu, the starters. These are your activation energy boosters. These take less than 10 minutes and require almost zero willpower. Think of these as the healthy version of checking your phone. In psychology, we call these micro-interventions. First, the 2-minute stretch. It resets your cortisol levels and signals to your brain that movement has begun. Next, the power song habit. Pick one specific song that you only play when you need to focus. Over time, your brain associates this melody with productivity. And finally, the cold water splash. A quick splash triggers the mammalian dive reflex, which instantly clears mental fog. Use a starter when you're stuck on the couch and can't find the energy to start your day. It's the appetizer that gets your brain ready for the big stuff. Now we get to the mains. These are the big, fulfilling activities that take significant time, usually 30 minutes to 2 hours, but leave you feeling truly recharged. Unlike scrolling, which gives you cheap dopamine that vanishes the second you lock your phone, mains provide sustainable dopamine. This is where the flow state lives, that zone where you lose track of time because you're so engaged. Think of skill-based hobbies, woodworking, learning a language, or even complex strategy games. Or deep social connection, a real face-to-face conversation where you actually listen. And of course, movement. A workout isn't just burning calories, it increases the baseline level of dopamine receptors in your brain, making you naturally more motivated even when you're resting. If you don't have enough mains in your week, your brain will naturally default to desserts, the easy junk food dopamine, because it's literally starving for a sense of accomplishment. This is the cheat code of the menu. The sides. These are activities you do alongside something boring or difficult. If you have a pile of laundry or a boring spreadsheet, don't try to use raw discipline. That's a limited resource. Instead, stack your dopamine. Try the podcast-only rule. Tell yourself you can only listen to your favorite true crime podcast while you're cleaning. Or use ambient soundscapes. Use brown noise or lo-fi as a side dish for studying. By pairing a boring task with a side, you're tricking your brain's reward system into thinking the boring task is actually part of the reward. It makes the bitter taste of hard work go down a lot easier. And finally, the desserts. We're talking social media, Netflix, video games, and sugar. Here is the truth. You are allowed to have dessert. The dopamine detox cult says you should feel guilty for watching a movie. I say, schedule your dessert. The problem isn't the phone, it's that we eat dessert for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When you scroll at 9 a.m., you've ruined your mental palate for the rest of the day. Nothing else will taste as good because you've already hit your peak too early. The golden rule is, desserts are for the end of the day. When you eat dessert after a healthy main task, it tastes better and doesn't leave you with a chemical hangover. It becomes a reward instead of an escape. Your brain isn't broken. You've just been looking at a menu you didn't choose. If you found these psychological hacks helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more ways to master your mind. Here's your challenge for this week. Take a piece of paper and write down 2 items for each category: your starters, your mains, your sides, and your desserts. Tape it to your wall. The next time you feel that itch to scroll, look at your menu and ask yourself, what am I actually hungry for? If you want the PDF template I used to build my own dopamine menu, I've linked it in the description. Stop detoxing and start designing. I'll see you in the next one.